Hey everybody, this is Grace. And there is a question that keeps coming up, and I've done videos on it before, but it's basically the question is, does karma ever catch up with the narcissist? Now, I would say any cluster B, narcissist, histrionic, someone with borderline personality disorder or antisocial. But I think more of the focus is always on narcissists, as though they're the only ones, but they're not. Now, I've said before, I think the histrionics can be the most evil, and I'm not talking about when it comes to something physical, but just something emotional. I truly think that they are the worst out of all of them. But that's just my experience, and I am a social and behavioral scientist, but my view is that it is the histrionic. Now, if it's someone with borderline personality disorder and they express, say, histrionic, it could be pretty bad. But anyway, as far as do they ever get what they deserve, I don't really truly believe in the way some people believe in karma. I think it's just a word that many people understand. I don't believe in any magical thing that happens. Some believe that way. To each their own. But as far as do they get what they deserve, I think a bigger question would be, would they really care? Seriously. Would they really care or even care at all? It really depends on the situation and the person. The person. They're not all robots. They're not robots. They don't all act the same, behave the same. They do similar things to one another, but each person, each situation is different. But my personal experience with what I've seen in them is that most often they really don't care. They really don't. They already have something else or someone else waiting in the wings, and they just move on. They move on to that something else. That's one of my experiences with them. Another is, if it does kind of sting with them, they can blow it off easily by just simply saying, like if it's online, they say it's a hater, it's a troll, something like that, like that. And in person, it was like, oh, they were just out to get me, some kind of conspiracy. Somebody purposely sabotaged it to gain. They're pretty much, what they would have done. Yeah. Most often, what they would have done is what I have seen. Just because I've seen it doesn't make it mean that it is the same for everybody else, what they would see. Okay. Another question comes up quite often is, if you're in a relationship with one and they leave you, and the other person they left you for, should you warn them? Or if you could have any way you could warn them, even if you don't know them, like online, you might see them on their Facebook or their whatever group, whatever social media platform, and you see them, should you warn, say you're a woman and it's a woman your husband left you for, should you warn them what he's really all about? That's a personal decision. The situation. Really, I don't, and nobody else really does. They don't know the characters, and it could be dangerous. Flat out, it could be dangerous. And I think that's something that many people don't think about whenever it's a narcissist or any cluster B or any person, that there could be a danger involved. Okay, and especially when you're trying to take something that they possibly see as their object. Okay, their personal property, and we probably don't see it that way. Like any person, their child or children, anybody that it could be somebody at work, whatever it is. I think that's one of the more dangerous ones. It's probably not the only one, but I wouldn't just take advice from anybody who says, yeah, you should do it, and But then, some people can say, and I would say too, would we want to be warned? The thing about it is, would we believe them? Because these people can be very good at manipulation, and they might tell you how bad that other person is. The whole smear campaign. How bad their ex was, or how bad, their girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever. They're really good at doing the smear campaign where it doesn't come off as a smear campaign. They might even know how to, like the histrionic, be very dramatical and just cry. Oh, my husband did this and that, and start crying. So now is that new person going to believe you over them? And they're so charming. They're not all the same. They can be very charming, very charismatic, and draw somebody in and get them, drawn in hook, line, and sinker. And so nothing anybody says is going to tell them, that they shouldn't be with this person, because this person at the moment looks like, really nice, great person, and, who's been harmed by you. Okay? So. Okay, and another one that's pretty common is, how long should a person wait to start dating again after they've been in a relationship with someone who is somehow abusive? One of the cluster Bs, maybe. How long should they wait before they know that they're ready to date, or that just some people just ask flat out, how long should I wait? I don't think anybody should be giving you that advice. That is not your counselor. That's my opinion. And your personal counselor, you have been to and discussed your situation, yourself, and what your situation was, how it is for you now. Because there's so many factors that could be involved. And it could be that you need somebody to be in a relationship for financial reasons, and maybe that's not the best time, or you're somehow, whatever way, desperate, or like I just said, your spouse left you for someone else, and you're really just might be out for revenge, or to say, I don't have to be alone either. There's so many reasons why you could do it that are not good reasons, and only you and your counselor should go through all this, and the counselor helps you through it. And the counselor's not going to say, yes, this is definitely the time. I don't think many would, because it is, your choice, but they can help you work through what are your true reasons for wanting to move on. Okay, and what could be the outcome if you move on too quickly. And, because how, jumping from the, expression, jumping from the frying pan into the fire, that could be that. If you come out of one relationship and you're not healed from it, you haven't gone through all the processes to heal, and then you jump right into another one, you could be going right into what you only know is that type. And then there you go again. It's very possible. So, sometimes people don't even understand what are the red flags I should be looking for. So, my personal opinion is up between you and your counselor. Okay, but I'm not here to give anybody advice. And one of the things I see, another thing, is it's just questions. People want to get some form of advice, free. I'm not. It should be a counselor if you're paying. I'm not a fan of life coaches. But between the counselor and the client, okay, you would be the client. And but people will get online and ask people, what should I do? Should I leave him? Should I leave her? What should I do about my children? These are big decisions. And there could be somebody, I don't think anybody's unaware of this, but somebody on there that only wants to cause you or anybody more pain. And they might give you an answer, oh, just up and leave and take the kids with you. That's very bad. Like I said, could be very dangerous. So to take advice from just someone you don't even know online, on the internet, or anybody in person that you might not really know what is going on behind the scenes with them, and do what they really know, as much as a counselor would be able to help you through. It can be, very, like I said, very dangerous, especially if there are children involved. So, okay, and one more thing that I have noticed, and it is not so much as a question as it is something that too many people I have seen online, I'm talking online, they want to basically sum up a whole generation, like, and play the blame game. When they're in say it's something about dysfunctional families or narcissistic abuse of somehow, people pile too much under narcissism, I'm telling you. But some form of abuse, and what they want to do, some people, not everybody of course, is to say that it's the whole generation, they ruined this, or they did it all. And my generation is, we think, we have a sense of humor sometimes when something is really actually very abusive. Okay? Or, they want to blame another, group. Like I say, it's a collective narcissism, group narcissism. And they're not willing to see it, and they will pounce on anybody who is of a different generation, and they try every way they can to discredit them and just say, you can't take a joke. Some things that, I do see that some people watch way too much of these, I don't know if you call them reality TV, when somebody's getting hurt, and it's known that somebody would get hurt, whether it's physical or otherwise. And maybe they've watched too many of those, and they have developed into some kind of a mindset of that these are things that you should laugh at, because they're like they have an audience that's laughing, or they have canned laughter, and maybe they've watched too many, to get, I think, a bit too much of what's called Schadenfreude going on there, and they don't see that this is a line crossed. These are actual humans that are experiencing these negative things, having these negative experiences. What they see instead is, oh, that's funny, when it's actually not funny. And then their response would be, if somebody said that to them, their response I have seen is, you don't know how to take a joke. You don't know how to laugh. You don't know how to just chill. You don't know how. It's always the finger pointing at the other person. You don't know how to. Okay. Anyway, I think that's enough for this video. It's quite sad, but someone did ask me, when will this ever end? Might as well end this with another question. And they said, when will this ever end? I don't know that it ever will, honestly. You go back and you read old text, and you'll see old stories, old novels, way back. Okay, and you can see there would be somebody in it who's kind of like this. Good chance. It depends. Talk to you on another video. Bye.